Well, I'm gonna start because in this class there were no students that register who registered to this class. You know, I'm gonna give this. Oh my God, let me see. I'm recording. I always check because it's important to check because if you don't check, it can be possible that I have no I cannot record the class. I could not record the class, and it's so bad for me. Right? And then I'm gonna start with a real English class. This is Edwin 101 and B2 level for this scenario, right? So the topic for today is about exploring mental fitness trends and mental health topics. So first, what I must do is to give the student the time for reading this instruction per class. Or I may read it okay? Because I want students to participate in the class. I give them the opportunity to read this instruction for class. So, for example, I participate actively in every class. You will gain confidence and fluency. You know, something. It's a stuff. It's a thing that the student must participate in the class. And then what we're gonna do is to do this vocabulary health wellness match. So what we are gonna do is to match every word from the left and with the word with the right? And then we finish in 5 or 6 minutes, 7 minutes, depending on the time that the student is going to do. And then we finish. When they complete, they have to send me in the inbox what they have done or what they have achieved in that result of the application. And then if the student, if they were a student that just assist to my class, so I give the opportunity to but we do this activity together. And then we're gonna do this reading comprehension, Maria mindfulness moment, right? What we're gonna do is that a student by one, if there were 4 or 5 students, if there were one student, that they have to read all of the lecture. So then they have to read all of the lecture, and then I would ask I would ask a student these 3 questions related with this lecture, right? So then what we are gonna do next is to do a listening comprehension. So the topic for this listening is 10 tips for better mental health. So what I must do is to send the student a link in order to to make them to make them watch this video in their computers. And then when they finish, I'm gonna give them for almost 5 to 6 minutes in order to complete all the video explanation. And then what we're gonna do next is to discuss about these questions right here. And then I'm gonna give my point of view and try to interact with the student because it's so important for them. And what we're gonna do next is to do a grammar time. So future plans for my health goals. So we're gonna discuss about we're going to present continuous, and then we are going to discuss about the use for use, the use for will, the use for going to present continuous, examples, tips, and what everything more that is related to this chart. And then what we're gonna do is to discuss. What I'm going to explain is to clarify the doubt that the students have in their mind, and they have about this topic. So I'm gonna give my point of view, an example, my own example, not example right here, like in this chart, but my own examples in order to make them understand better or clarify the doubt about this topic. Then we're gonna do is a short writing time. So based on the chart we have studied in the previous page. So we are gonna do these three sentences corresponding given examples of the chart like this one. So the student have to do 3 examples from this one, and this one, and then when they finish, so they tell me That's the thing that I normally say to them in order to, notify me what if they finish the activity. So I in normally the time I give them for this activity is about 3 minutes to 5 minutes to complete this activity, right? So then what we are gonna do is other thing. We are gonna do is to describe your describe your health or wellness goal and write a short paragraph, 5 to 6 lines, describing a personal health goal using vocabulary learned. So we have here 3 questions, in order to like support my paragraph or the paragraph that the student is making, so it can be helpful for them, easy for them to construct or build the paragraph as well. And then if there were time to do it, I can do a speaking reflection, and we can interact about what we have studied today. What about the class? What about your partner? What about the topic? And what new thing you have learned today? And then let me see, is there were a time a minute, sorry. Well, and then we discuss about it. We say, no, this is what a fun class. You implement good method. You speak naturally. You correct my mistake, and so many other things that we normally see in these scenarios classes, right? But before finishing, because there are 8 minutes, and it has to be 50 minutes. All we're gonna do is, remember that this is a B2 level, this is a real English scenario, and the tutor who is speaking right now is Edwin Lobo Alban. And the topic for today is about exploring fitness trends and mental health topics, right? Remember that always that these have different topics, and these are normally I try two levels. No, I try two scenarios. The first one is the real English scenario that is right now, that is right now, and the other scenario is chat 101. So the chat 101 is a kind of a scenario that you normally speak for 50 minutes, and you or interact with them and speak, you and the teacher and the student, and answer the question that is in the presentations classes. Then instruction, remember, instructions is always important because it makes students feel like, active. They feel like recommended. They feel like helpful. They feel like they feel understood. They feel like they were understanding everything, because instruction for class gives them the opportunity to analyze what is going to happen in the class. um, you know Many students, when they don't see the instruction for class, they feel like confused, like they don't know what to do in the classroom. If you share the instruction for the class, you say no. You have to participate actively in every activity. You will gain confidence and fluency. That is a good objective for this class, to will gain confidence and fluency. And then practice English daily with music, videos, and friends. You will improve faster and speak naturally. That's the idea, that you can feel like recommended or like can be advised by doing those activities in order to achieve their learning skill goals, right? See, it's kind of that. And then enjoy learning through games, teamwork, and creativity. You will have fun and remember. Remember that these gamification activities allow you to understand not only the way teacher teach, but the way you learn. In this case, you learn as, gamifying is I don't know, like the goal for having a good class, or having a good enrichment class, because if you don't put games, you are just so directly to, you are so like, set on a direct way. I don't know how to explain it. Let me see if I can. I want to say, si está, digamos, solo enfocado, y you are focused on one thing, so you will not have good results in your classes, because the idea is that you can like Let me see. Like to vary in every class, vary the topic, vary the methodology, vary everything, because if you don't do that, your class will be boring. And that's all for today. So there are 12 minutes, almost 30 minutes. I don't know if I when I begin the class or when I start the class. But what I gonna do is to send this link to the student. Every day, every time when I do the classes, I just share this link to them, and that's all. And they register. Normally, I normally give them my like my my name, my data information, my data information, my personal information. That's the correct way to say it. My personal information, in order to to fill out easily the form. The level. This is a real English classes class, and that's all. I hope that you could understand my dynamic. I don't know how to explain. Dynamic. Let me see. Let me see. My dynamic. Yes, it's dynamic. I always forget the pronunciation, and when if I know it, I say, "Oh, I remember that pronunciation," or I say, "No, I don't remember," and then I search on the internet, and I find out that what I know is correctly. I don't know. Normally happens that thing to me. So thank you so much, and see you next time. So bye. And stop my recording, and that's all.